Maldi, of course, it means past tense. When I say mudari, it means present tense. Number two, we want to know, is it mufrad, muthanna, or jama'? Mufrad meaning singular, muthanna meaning dual, jama' meaning 3 plus. Number three, we want to know, is it mudhakkar or is it muannath? Masculine or feminine? These are all parts of the sigha that you're expected to know. And number four, is it ghaib, which means what? Third person. Hadir, which means second person. Mutakallim, which means first person. The word ghaib in Arabic literally means absent, which is how you say third person. Hadir means someone that's present besides you. So this is the person you're talking to. So this is the second person. And mutakallim means the speaker. And the speaker is the first person.
So you want to know each form?
Yeah, I want to know all of these. Yes. Eventually, we'll want to know also, is it ma'roof or is it majhool? You guys know what ma'roof and majhool are? Yes, ma'roof is active and majhool is passive. So the reason we're going through this activity is because as we go onwards into Qasas an-Nabiyeen, we should each be able to tell instantaneously what the sigha of any given verb is by looking at it. So let's get started here, and I'll have this on the right, so just so that you kind of have something to reference. We see an ayah from the Quran which says وَلَكِنَّ الْمُنَافِقِينَ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. In this ayah of the Quran, of course, the verb that we're focusing on is the verb that they put right there in dark, bold text. لا يعلمون. I know that's a verb. What are the 5 components that I need to inform the teacher about what that verb sigha is? Is it maldi or mudari? It's al-mudari. Okay. Is it mufrad, muthanna, or jama'? Okay, it's jama'. Very good. It's mudhakkar. It's ghaib. Very good. Is it ma'roof? What does ma'roof mean again?
Active.
Or is it majhool?
Ma'roof.
It's ma'roof. How do you know?
Because that's the ya.
Okay, the ya. What does the ya have?
Yeah.
Good. Now, how would I make this passive? I would add a dhamma to the ya, and I would make sure that position 2 has a fatha in the present tense. Good. So, all I want to focus on right now is not the meaning, but la ya'lamun is fi'l, mudari', jama', mudhakkar, ghaib, and ma'roof. That's what I need to know. Make sense? If it were passive, it would be yu'lamun. Yes.
Ma'roof is active.
Yes, ma'roof is active and majhool is passive. Let's go ahead and look at the second one. وَأَنَا بَرِيءٌ مِّمَّا تَعْمَلُونَ. What's our verb here? تَعْمَلُونَ. What can I tell you, or what can you tell me about its sigha?
It is
Mudari'. It's jama'. Is this mudhakkar or mu'anna? It is mudhakkar. Very good. Yeah, it's for a female. Is it ghaib, hadir, or mutakallim? Hadir. The ta tells us that it is second person. Very good. Is it ma'roof or majhool? It is ma'roof. How do you know? The fatha on the ta. Very good. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ النَّاسَ شَيْئًا. لَا يَظْلِمُ is our verb. Madik, tell me this one real quick.
okay. So as I go through this, I forgot the name.
You got them right here.
No, I'm saying like the meaning. Like for example, I forgot what. Wait, that's for a second. Okay. This is.
Is this maldi or mudari'?
Mudari'.
Very good. Is it mufrad, muthanna, or jama'?
This is mufrad.
Very good. Is it mudhakkar, mu'anna?
This is
I'm sorry?
Is it mudaki?
Mudhakkar.
Mudakar.
Mudhakkar. Very good. Is it ghaib, hadir, mutakallim?
I forget. Is this first, second, and third? Tense?
Yeah, so ghaib is third person.
Oh, first person, second person, third person.
Yeah, ghaib is third person. Hadir is second person. Mutakallim is first
From the
person.
right to the left is
This
third,
is,
second, first.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, mutakallim.
Is-
Mutakallim.
Is this first person?
So that's not third person?
It is third person.
So that's not mutakallim?
No, that's ghaib. That's ghaib.
Okay. Alright,
From the
yeah.
right to the left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fine.
it's a ghaib. Good. Yeah, we're just familiarizing ourselves with the vocab.
Alright,
And is it ma'ruf or majhul?
this is ma'ruf.
Ma'ruf, very good. La yadlimu, singular, masculine, third person, present tense verb. That is active. La amliku, arif. Tell me, what do you know about this verb?
This one is al-Madiya.
Is it maldi? How do you know that it's al-maldi?
It's because it's not Madiya. Al-Madara.
Al-mudari'.
Al-Madara because it's past tense. No, it's passive.
That's not passive. That's not passive. How do we make something passive if it's present tense? So this is a reminder from last week.
Dhamma on the prefix.
On the prefix, we put a dhamma. There's no dhamma on this prefix. So this one, it's present tense. What is present tense in Arabic?
Al-Madari.
Al-mudari'. Al-mudari'.
Al-Mudariya.
Very good. So let me just write it for you so that you get the spelling. Al-mudari'. All right. And is that first person, second person, or third person?
It's
You mean one, you mean single?
I was just asking a random question. But yeah. Is it singular, dual, or plural?
Mathunu.
Muthanna is dual. This is not dual. What is this? What? Tell us. It's mufrad. It's singular. And why is that singular masculine or singular feminine? Really? How do you know that?
Actually, it's both.
It's both. Very good. Because first person is it can be either masculine or feminine. And then lastly, is it third person, second, or first?
First.
Good. How do we say that in Arabic?
Mutakallim.
Al-mutakallim. Very good. And is it active or passive? It's ma'ruf. Very good. La amliku. Once again, Arif, go look at the charts that you drew.
Yeah.
The past tense verbs don't end in dhamma like this. The past tense verbs don't have a prefix like the hamza right there.
Do they end in sukoon or
Past tense?
Do they end in?
So we have daraba ends in fatha. Daraba ends in alif. Darabu ends in waw. Darabat ends in da, sukoon. Darabata ends in alif. Darabna ends in nun fatha. Darabta da fatha. Darabtuma alif. Darabtum sukoon. None of them end in dhamma except for fa'altu, but it has a suffix ta. This doesn't have a suffix ta. So if you compare and contrast this to a chart, it'd be very easy to identify that this is present tense. So if you have trouble memorizing, you need to have a chart in front of you that you always reference.
1 from 38.
Yeah, the present tense and past tense charts. Remember those? Always keep those in front of you. You're not the first person to forget charts. Trust me, you're not the last. I forget charts sometimes too, like different charts. But nonetheless, if you have them in front of you, you can always compare and contrast what's happening there versus here. And the more you reference something, just by looking at it, you tend to forget less because your body is lazy. You don't want to keep looking at a paper. So your brain finally memorizes it.
Yeah, but
This is the best way.
I forget easily.
It's okay. We all do. الذين يأكلون. Malik, tell me very quickly. What details do you know about this?
الذين يأكلون. This is masculine. Oh, my bad.
Is it Maldi or Mudari?
This is yeah. Wait, my bad. I'm sorry.
يأكلون.
يأكلون. This is is present tense.
Okay, so how do we say that here? Al-Mudari. Okay, good. What else?
Mudari.
Mufrad, Muthanna, or Jama'?
This is Jama'.
Very good.
This is Mudhakkar.
Mudhakkar, very good. What does ghaib mean? What does ghaib mean?
Third person.
Okay, so is that third person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's ghaib.
Ghaib.
Okay, and lastly, ma'ruf or majhul?
And then this is not passive.
It's not passive, so it's active. So when we say that,
Ma'ruf.
we call it ma'ruf. Okay, very nice. So you all understand what a sigha is at this point in time. I'm going to go ahead and move onwards. Last time, we translated these following ayat, or these following sentences. Just as practice, we're going to do number 1 as listed on top of the page number 40. Translate the following into English. The ayah of the Quran says, لا يسأل عما يفعل وهم يسألون. Where are the verbs in this?
Yus'alu.
Yus'alu, yaf'alu, yus'alun. Yus'alun. Yus'alu. Is that ma'ruf or majhul?
Wait.
Majhul. How do you know? Dhamma on the ya and
Fatha
Fatha on the second letter. The second root letter. Very good. Yaf'alu. Is that ma'ruf or majhul, guys?
Yaf'alu. This is
Ma'ruf. Very good. Yus'alun. Is that ma'ruf or majhul?
Maruf.
Not ma'ruf. Look. Dhamma on the ya plus Fatha on the Hamza. Very good. So this is majhul once again. What does la yus'alu mean, Wa'id?
They were not asked. Yeah.
Hmm?
They were not
Where
asked.
it's a singular, dual, or plural? Yus'alu is plural?
No, it's single.
It's singular. So what does yus'alu mean?
He was not asked.
He was? Was?
Don't ask, right?
He wasn't.
Was it? So it's
He
Maldi.
won't be.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
It's Maldi? So you see why the sigha helps big time?
No.
Oh, you don't see why it helps?
No.
It helps because now you got to ask yourself, is this Maldi or Mudari? When you say Mudari, then a Mudari translation has to be what? Is not, will not,
Is it? Will not. Won't be? I don't know.
is not being.
It's not being.
Is not being. So try translating it 3 ways.
He
He,
is not asked.
yes, he is not asked, or
He will not be asked.
he will not be asked, or
He
is not being
is not
asked.
being asked.
Very good. He is not asked, he will not be asked, and he is not being asked right now. Okay? That's what yus'alu means. Yaf'alu, what does this mean, Madik? Yaf'alu.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, you're doing the past tense. I got you.
So it's present, you said.
He isn't doing.
He isn't doing, or
He will not do.
he will not do, or he does
Oh,
not do.
He does not.
He does not do. Yus'alun at the end, what is the difference between this and yus'alu?
Plural.
Plural.
Plural, okay? So how do we translate it?
They will not be
They
asked.
They won't be asked, they are not asked, they're not being asked. Okay. So la yus'alu amma. Anyone remember what amma means? Amma is a contraction in Arabic of 2 different words. An, which means
On. About.
Till.
about, very good. And ma means what?
What?
Okay, so let's translate the whole ayah.
So he will
He
not be asked.
He will not.
Be asked
He will not be asked.
Amma
What he did.
about what he
What he did.
He is doing.
I mean, what he is doing.
or what
He
he
will do.
or what he
does.
yes, what he does. Wahum yus'alun,
And
And they will be.
them or they.
They will be.
and they will be
They will
asked.
be asked.
Good. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not be asked about what he does. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not to be asked ever about what he does. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not being asked about what he does. Nobody has the audacity to stand up to Allah and ask him for real. وَهُمْ يُسْأَلُونَ, whereas they will be asked about what they do.
Yusalu is present, right?
Yes.
Yeah, getting confused because passive.
Passive and past.
Passive would be su'ila.
Su'ila. All right, number 2. Yushrabu labanu. What does this mean?
The milk is being drank.
The milk is being drunk.
I don't know.
The milk will be drunk.
The milk
Is drunk.
is
Lebanon is milk.
Yes, yes. يؤكل اليوم السمك والأرز. يؤكل اليوم يؤكل اليوم.
eating this day.
What does يؤكل mean? Present tense. It's مضارع.
Yes.
It's مضارع. مفرد.
مذكر.
مذكر.
حاضر.
حاضر.
No, this is
غائب. معروف or مجهول?
Yeah. It's مجهول.
مجهول. So what does يؤكل mean?
It is being eaten.
It is being eaten. Okay. What is being eaten here?
Today is the fish and the rice.
The fish and the rice. What's the word for rice?
Aruz.
Al-aruz.
Aruz.
Aruz or arruz. Both are correct.
Oh, okay.
So the way you say it is also fine. Ruz is also fine. Ruz or aruz.
We should that either on the road, is that essentially?
They both have shut down the za. Ruz,
Okay.
aruz.
So whether
Just
the
there's an added hamza in one. Aruz
Aruz.
and al-aruz.
Okay.
There's an added hamza in one of them.
Could you give me the translation one more time for that?
You tell me, man. Yu'kalu.
You said eat.
So yu'kalu doesn't mean eat. What does yu'kalu mean?
No, I'm looking. Okay,
Yeah, akala
Eating.
means eat. Yeah.
he is eating, right?
Yeah, but this is passive.
It is being eaten.
Yes, very good. What's being eaten here?
Yoma is day.
Al-yawma means
Today.
today. As-samaku means what? Fish.
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 Okay. So the fish and
Wal-aruz and the rice.
the fish and the eating. The fish and the rice is being eaten today.
Are being eaten
Are
today. Yeah, are being eaten today. Very good. Number 4. Can we read this, guys?
يقتل العسكري
عسكري
في المحاربة.
في المحاربة يقتل What's our verb here?
يقتل.
يقتل give me the 5 qualities. Is it ماضي or مضارع?
مضارع.
مضارع. Is it مفرد مثنى or جمع?
مفرد.
مفرد. Is it مذكر مؤنث? مذكر. Is it غائب حاضر متكلم?
غائب.
غائب. Is it معروف or مجهول? It's مجهول. Very good. So right now, Tariq, what you see on the right side of the TV, these 5 qualities are the qualities we want to identify in every verb that we read, right? Until we're really good at every verb. So you want to know if it's past or present. You want to know whether it is singular, dual, or plural. That's mufrad, muthanna, or jama'. You want to know if it's mudhakkar, mu'annath. That's male or female. You want to know whether it's ghaib, third person, hadr, second person, mutakallim, first person. You want to know if it's ma'roof or majhul. Ma'roof meaning active, majhul meaning
Non-active.
passive.
Passive.
You remember what an active and passive verb are?
I do. I'm still having a hard time identifying them based on
Good,
the rules.
good. So what do you remember about them?
I know that they have the rules of the dhamma, sukoon, and the second letter in the
Yes, for present tense. For present tense.
present tense.
And for past tense, what was the rule?
Uh,
How do we make one, Malik?
The passive.
Yeah, past tense, passive.
Past tense passive. Past tense is dhamma on the first position.
Mm-hmm.
And then kasra on the second. Position.
Very good. Like qutila.
Yes.
Very good.
okay.
So that's how we make a past tense one. So we identify them by looking at harakat. So in the example, yuqtalu, of course, yuqtalu, we have dhamma on the prefix, fathan, position number 2. So it is passive. What does yuqtalu mean?
He is killed.
He is killed, or
He will be killed.
he will be killed, or
He is being killed.
he is being killed. Good. Yuqtalu al-askari. Who's being killed here? Al-askari.
Soldier.
Al-askari is the soldier.
That's
So the soldier, what do we translate it as?
the soldier is being killed
Or the soldier is killed.
in the muharib.
Or is
It's not continuous. It doesn't happen to him all the time, right?
In the battle.
Yeah, the soldier will be killed, or the soldier is being killed. in the muharaba. That's the Arabic word for battle or war. All right. هل يفهم اللسان الهندي في مكة؟ هل يفهم? Where's our verb here? يفهم. Is it passive?
Yes.
It is passive. It's majhul. How do we know? Dhamma on the prefix, fatha on position. To. What does yufahima normally mean?
Understood.
He understood. So what does yufhamu mean?
They are
It is being
understanding.
understood.
He is being understood, or it is being understood, or he is understood, or it is understood, or he will, or it will. What is being understood here? Al-lisanul hindi. What does that mean?
Indian language.
The Indian language. Wow, there's like 700 of them. Which one? So the Indian language is being understood. But we have hal at the beginning. What does that mean? Is. So how do we translate it?
Is the Indian language understood?
Being
Is the
understood.
Indian language?
Or will the Indian understood?
Yes. Is the Indian language understood? Fi Makkah.
In Mecca.
In Makkah. Obviously, will doesn't make sense because you're talking about a city. The city obviously has a practice that's continuous.
Gotcha.
So the best way to translate would probably be. All right. Our B was translating the following sentences into Arabic.
Did we do all this?
We did these. But trust me, you forget them over the course of a week.
Wait, we did this.
We did this. Yeah, I made you guys do C, remember? You guys were supposed to pick one of these verbs and do 14.
Yeah. You're right.
Did anyone do that?
I
Yeah,
think
I have them written down.
You have them written down. Very
I don't know
nice.
if they're right.
Okay.
I'm about to find out.
It's okay. Let's go ahead and try number 5. The book will be read today. Will be read is our verb. Is that in English passive or in English active? It's passive. How do you know?
Will we?
You don't know what's being read.
We do know it's being
Wait,
read.
hold on. How's it passive?
How is that passive?
It's not passive.
It's not
Will be
passive.
read.
Will be read. Oh, now we know how to identify in Arabic. You just got to look for a dhamma. But English is giving you guys a problem.
The book will be read.
Is
But
that
what
active
the
or
book-
passive?
The book is being
It's
identified.
passive.
I think it was
It's passive. Tariq, why is it passive?
I thought it was active.
Because active would
we
be
don't
is
know
being-
who's going to read the book.
Yes, it's so simple. You just got to, do you know who's doing this action?
No.
What's the action?
Oh,
Did I say that?
I'm
You
thinking
did,
about
you
the
did,
book.
All right. You said no though.
Because he said, yeah. He said it's active. And I was like, all right, I'm going to just let it go.
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay? We'll see.
Okay.
So remember, how do you identify a passive verb? You look at the action. What's the action here?
Book's being read.
will be read.
Read, right? Do you know who's doing the reading? No, you don't. Okay? So, food will be eaten. Active or passive?
Passive.
Passive.
Passive, okay? Let's say Tariq ate the food.
Active.
Active, okay? A random dude ate the food.
Active.
It's active. Because even in English, we don't know who that random person is, but we still know somebody like him, like a specific type of person, a person that's kind of random. They're the ones that ate it.
Yeah.
That just remind me, whenever I see these flyers about the Masjid, they're like, food will be served.
Will be served. Very good. So food will be served.
It's passive.
This is passive, right?
Now you can check the Arabic.
They're not saying
That's good.
you know, a specific person will be serving it.
Yeah.
How about the ball dropped?
That's passive.
Passive.
Why?
Because we don't know who dropped the ball.
No, the ball was dropped.
No, we don't know who
If
dropped
you
the
said-
ball though.
No, if you said something was dropped, it'd be passive. But, you
But
know
that's
what
just like
was-
the book, because at first I thought the book was. I think it's passive. It's passive. It gotta be passive. Nobody.
ball
I think it's
We don't know who dropped the ball.
The ball dropped. It dropped on its own, man. So this is active.
What?
Yes. But if I say the ball was dropped, now it's
that's
passive.
Say it again.
Oh, okay.
if I say the ball dropped, it could have been the one doing the action. It dropped itself.
So if he said the book read, then the book read itself, it would be active.
Yeah, but we don't say that for books,
Right, I understood.
But,
But the same example.
yeah. So imagine if I
The
said
plane flew.
the food spoiled.
The
It's
food is
active.
active. It's
That would
active.
be active then.
It'd be active, right? You don't think of food as a doer.
So the will be makes it.
Yeah, will be is always, not almost always, because I can say I will be going to Makkah,
Mm.
right? I will be going to Makkah. Is that active or passive?
Active.
That's
Because
active.
we know
English doesn't make sense, bro. You just have to understand the meaning. behind the words and then come to the conclusion. Will be does not give you a hint because will be can also be used for active future. Right? They will be.
I think the plane will be flown.
Yeah, now flown is the passive tense of flying.
So would that make it?
That's passive. That's passive.
But the plane flew.
The plane flew is active.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in the book will be read, we know that that's
Passive.
passive. How do we say it? Well,
يقرأ اليوم الكتاب or
yes. يقرأ الكتاب or اليوم الكتاب. يقرأ اليوم الكتاب. We said يقرأ, why Tariq?
Because it's present.
Okay, so we made present. How did we identify that it's passive?
The Dhamma and
The fatha. What would this in active form be?
Quri'a.
No.
That's past tense, passive. I wanted active present tense.
Active present. Oh, yuqra'u.
No.
That's not active.
Just change the two forms
Change
that you
the
thought
bottom.
about.
Hold on, it's
Well, the fatha doesn't say that.
wait, it's yuqra'u for
Passive.
To make it active, it's yuqra'u.
Not remember the prefix. What's our
Yeah,
prefix?
You.
Yeah, that only has a dhamma and passive.
Use for passive.
Oh, okay. Yaqra'u.
Yes, very good.
Oh.
Yaqra'u
okay.
means he's reading, right?
Yeah.
And yuqra'u means is being read.
Can I ask you?
Active is yeah.
Yaqri?
Yep. No, it doesn't have a kasra. It has a fatha on the middle letter. It doesn't have to, but if you look it up in the dictionary, it'll say a.
Okay.
You know, when the dictionary tells you what the middle letter should have.
Alright.
All right, nice. Let's go ahead and jump back into real work, which is going ahead and
Can you tell me those real quick one more time? The meanings in English.
very good. Maldi is past, al mudari is present slash
You know
future.
Maldi, bro?
Just want to make sure.
Mufrad
Mufrad.
is singular. Muthannan, it's actually al muthanna, like al mufrad.
Yeah.
Muthanna, al muthanna means dual.
So that one, the only confusion with
And Jama is.
I know, obviously, Muthanna and Jami. So just Mufrad, I got them.
Mufrad. I mean, you can just remember fard. Fard means one,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right? Have you used that word before? Ever heard it?
Fard. Salah.
That's fard.
No, see, the thing is,
Oh.
That's not fard.
Oh, okay.
like Mufrad as in it's fard on you.
No, fard is with the dad.
Oh, see, yeah, Mufrad, I know.
Okay, cool. You can just say wahid. You can just say wahid if you want. I don't care. Okay?
What's
Mudhakkar. You know what mudhakkar is?
Mudhakkar is
Come on.
ذكر والأنثى.
like
Male.
Mudhakkar, like I know.
No. Dhakkar means masculine.
Oh, okay. Male and female.
Yeah. Mu'annath means feminine.
Okay, and I know that is first
Ghaib
person,
is-
second, third.
No, ghaib is not first person.
Mutakallam is first person.
Yes, ghaib is third
That-
person.
Yeah, that is third person.
Ma'ruf is
Ma'ruf is
It's something known to
active. We know the doer, right?
active and passive.
Yes,
Majhul
majhul
is passive.
is passive.
Okay.
Very nice. All right,
Thank you.
let's go ahead and open up to passive, or not passive, the passage on page number 8, which is our new chapter, titled Narun Baridatun. Narun
Oh,
Baridatun.
yeah, you all did 7 on Tuesday.
Sorry?
Like a 7 for me is blank, so I all did it on Tuesday. I wasn't here.
Yeah, we did that.
No.
Narun Baridatun. Now, what we want to be doing is this. First off, our goal should be the following. Let's define it real quickly, just so that we know what we're doing instead of just translating. Our goals are the following. Number 1, we are identifying word type. Ism, fi'l, obviously. Harf, okay. Number two, what we want to be doing is we want to look up any isms or fi'ls. Number three, we should be able to then insert the correct haraka for each verb and noun. Number four is when you present a decent translation. That's what we're doing right now. Now, if you come across a fi'l, should have its sigha. You guys remember what a sigha is?
5 things.
Good. Every verb should have its sigha identified. When we come across a verb, we got to find out, is it past, is it present? Singular, dual, plural, male, female, active, passive. All of those things we have to know. First, second person, and third person. So as we come across noun badidatun, keeping those things in mind, you guys can go ahead and try to do from lines number 2 to number 4, like just these 3 lines, and we'll begin the chapter together. So we'll start with the title. The title, obviously,
Can I get the notes again?
yeah, sure. Looking at the title in red, now and badidah, we can obviously make an assumption. That assumption is for number 1, the word types. What type of word type is this?
Yeah.
Wait. You said now?
Which one are you? Ijtama or Ibrahim?
No, the title. Now and badidah. It's 2 isms, right? How do we know that? How do you know that? You know now means, so that helps. But are there any hints that are given in the wording itself? There's no tanween in there. But you know that it's a tanween already. Are there any hints that can tell me this? Okay, so they don't look like verbs, like charts. Any of the verbs on the charts, neither of these look like that. What's another thing that helps?
One has a time with
Ta marbuta. Very good. That's what I was looking for. What does the ta marbuta tell you? It's an ism. That it's a feminine ism. Because ta marbuta never shows up in verbs.
Right.
So we've made the assumption that both of these are isms just off of that alone. Okay. I also forgot one rule that we're trying to do. Try and figure out how the pieces of the sentence merge to form a jumla ismiya or fi'liya. So that should be goal number 5. Okay. So now when baridatun, by looking at that, can I make any inferences about number 5? Can I infer anything about number 5 just by looking at noun and barida?
No harakats, no.
Yeah, let's just guess the harakat. Let's pretend it's noun and baridatun. Can I make any assumption about number 5?
It's a jumla ismiya because it starts.
Is this a jumla ismiya?
Yes.
It is?
Yeah, because
Wait.
Isn't found a
This
verb?
is indefinite.
Yeah, fi'liya.
Oh yeah, it is.
So there's no verb.
There's no verb. Okay, so it's not a jumla fi'liya. We know that. Is it a jumla ismiya?
Yeah.
It starts with an ism.
And
Okay, but what makes a jumla ismiya?
isn't barida sifa?
Okay, barida is a sifa. Very good. If barida is a sifa, what does that mean?
So,
That noun is the mawsuf. Do a mawsuf and sifa come together and make a sentence? No, they don't make a sentence. They make a phrase, like a murakkab tawsifi. So is this a sentence or a phrase?
Phrase.
It's a phrase. Good. So number 5 is not applicable here because that's not even a sentence. Okay? Na'un baridatun. You said this is a mawsuf and sifa. What do we know about mawsufs and sifas?
They follow the same sign.
They follow the same signs. What else do they follow? What follows what first off? Who's in charge?
No,
The
no,
mawsuf.
the most
The mawsuf's in charge. So the sifa is copying the mawsuf in its
sign.
sign, meaning its state.
It's
What
state,
else?
Sorry, it's
What's a tense?
male or female,
Male or female? What else? What else? What else?
and it's
Like it's
Arab.
plural
We
or
already said state.
Oh,
So it's state, it's masculine or feminine,
and
it's
plurality.
singular.
singular, dual, or pluralness, and what else?
Oh, it's the sentence.
We said that. We said masculine, feminine.
Oh.
It's past or present.
You said the status.
No.
Definitely, definitely.
Nouns are not past tense.
No, I mean like,
Ma'rifah
I was
Yes.
trying to think of the sitas, and which
The
I
four. That's the 4 characters.
Yes. The fourth one is if the mawsuf is definite, the sifa will be definite. If the mawsuf is indefinite, the sifa will be indefinite.
Okay.
Are all 4 categories matching up in noun baridatun? Do we see all 4 being?
Now is Arab use is feminine.
Yes, noun is
So
feminine.
it can be feminine. Yeah.
So they're both feminine. Are they both singular?
Yes.
Are they both definite?
Indefinite.
Both indefinite? And are
Number 1.
they're both where it
Yeah.
says they're singular?
Yeah.
They're both feminine.
So
They're both in the rafat state.
Right.
Noun baridatun. A cold fire. Ijtama'a. Ijtama'a, as I talked about a long time ago when we actually did this chapter, the first time around. Ijtama'a is a verb. It doesn't look like a verb to you. And why doesn't it look like a verb to you? That's because in the discussion of Nahu and Sarf, we actually haven't gone into advanced verbs yet in detail. Ijtama is an example of an advanced verb. So let me just kind of show you it so you know where you can eventually find it if one day you're bored and have a lot of time and decide, I'm going to memorize the whole book today, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yep, you can do it. Where you'll find it is in the discussion of these complex verbs. And here it is. It's located on page number, exercise 23, page 105. Okay. This is a new bab or a new form of verbs. You don't have to write down all of the details. You can just basically mention the bab that it's from. What is a bab? Remember, we had 6 babs that we learned before. We learned about Fataha yaftahu, we learned about Sami'a yasma'u, we learned about Daraba yadribu, we learned about Nasara yansuru, we learned about Hasiba yahsibu, and we learned about Karuma yakrumu. Those last 2 are a little bit more rare. That's why you don't remember them.
How does that help you identify them?
Okay, now what those 6 babs are combinations of Fatha, Dhamma, and Kasra in the middle letter in the past and present tense. So Fataha yaftahu, the middle letter in both has a Fatha. Right, in Fataha yaftahu, it has a Fatha in the past and the present.
And yaftahu.
Yes,
present and
now,
past.
whereas in Sami'a yasma'u, we have a combination of a Kasra in the past tense, middle letter, Sami'a, and yasma'u in the present tense, we have a what? A Fatha. Yasma'u.
Yeah.
Right? Past and then
Yeah.
Kasra. Present tense, we have a Fatha. We also have Daraba yadribu. In the past tense, the middle letter contains a Daraba.
Oh, that was a fatha.
Yadribu, in the present tense, it has a Kasra. So these are all just different combinations of Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra in past and present tense. Those are basic babs. Okay? Those are important to know because in the future, every time you learn a new verb, like let's imagine your new verb for today is wahaba. Or your new verb today is, let's just pick something like gharaqa. Okay? You've never heard this verb before. What I can tell you when you learn the verb gharaqa is hey, this verb is just like the verb daraba. What does that tell you? That means in the present tense, what is the present tense of daraba?
يضرب.
Yadribu. That means gharaqa in the present tense will be
يغرق.
yaghriqu. Does that help you?
Yeah.
You understand why we have babs?
But
That's-
those specific ones he just mentioned, like those all.
Those are all the possibilities.
But they're all past, present, past, present.
Yeah, they're all past, present.
So how did like the sign switch on them all? I was just, and I know it's from our past lesson, but how does? They're all past, present.
Yeah, so
Why are the signs changing? They're all following the same rule.
they're not following the same rule.
What's different than hit and hit you versus
The difference is that verb, fataha, is a verb that falls into the category of verbs that have fatha on their past and fatha on their present tense
that's
middle
just the
letter.
rule that they
That's just
Oh,
a
they just come
specific
that way.
class of verbs.
Oh, I see
And a
what you're
specific class of verbs has kasra in the past tense and kasra in the present tense.
Oh, I see.
And
Okay,
every verb will fall into one of those 6 categories.
I see. Okay.
Does the meaning change?
No, the meaning eventually it will, but yeah,
Yeah.
for now, there's no correlation between the meaning and between the bab.
Okay.
Okay?
I see. Okay.
Now, in complex verbs, those are all basic verbs. The
Right.
6 are basic. In complex verbs, we're looking at a combination of additions that we're doing to the root letters. Letters that we're adding to the root letters in order to modify the meaning. Okay? Here's an example. If we look at the word in our text today, is ijtama'a. I'm just telling you that's a verb. Obviously, it looks weird because a normal verb doesn't have an alif with the kasra before it does it.
No.
Right? We say daraba. I never say daraba, right? I never put an alif with the kasra beforehand. But this one is ijtama'a. So what do you think one of the additions to this verb is? The alif with the kasra. Okay? It's actually a hamzatul wasl. What does that mean? That means that if there was a letter before it, I'd skip the alif. So if I said wa ijtama'a, how would I skip the alif? Wajtama'a. Okay, so it's a hamzatul wasl. Another interesting thing is ijtama'a, ignoring the alif. How many letters are there in the rest of that verb? 4. We know verbs usually only have 3 root letters. So the ta is an additional letter. And ta is a letter that's added all the time to verbs, which we'll see soon as well. So my original root letters are... Now, does anyone know what jama'a means in the dictionary? He gathered. He gathered... Huh? He gathered something, right? He didn't gather himself. Obviously, he's gathering something else, right? It's transitive. Do you understand what I mean by transitive? He's doing the action, but he doesn't do it to himself. He does it to something else. That's what I mean by transitive. Okay. Now, take jama'a and let's modify it. We're going to modify it by putting it under this new verb form called bab ifti'al. Bab ifti'al. This is a new complicated bab. How do you make such a bab? Well, obviously, you guys told me you put a hamzatul wasl in the beginning. And then you put a sukoon on position 1. And then you put a ta after position 1, between position 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And now you got ijtama.
Which means now you're part of the action.
And now I'll explain what meaning it's changed.
sorry.
How the meaning, I'll explain just a second.
This is past
That's a good
tense.
guess, really good guess. Okay?
Ijtanaba is past tense, right?
Ijtanaba is past
And
tense.
then when you add the
And in present tense, what simply happens is that we drop the alif, we put the prefix, yaj, ta, and instead of saying nabba, we say nibu. Nibu. We know all of the present tense usually end in dhamma, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
For singular. So it ends in dhamma, but position number 2 ends up getting a kasra. In the present tense, not the past tense. I'm not even getting into the passive and all that other hard stuff. I just want to focus on the past and present tense. Normally we would say jama'a, but now we're saying what instead of jama'a? in this form?
Ijtana. Oh.
Ijtama'a. Ijtama'a. And instead of yajma'u, which would be the normal present tense, we're going to say
Yajtanibu.
yajtami'u. Yajtami'u. So what meaning difference happens? Which is a good question. We know jama'a meant he gathered something, right? What does ijtama'a mean? It means he gathered himself. He didn't gather something else, he gathered himself.
Is that because of the alif?
Yeah, this form makes a transitive verb that happens to someone else now happen to yourself. Now it's not transitive, it's intransitive. I'm using English words because hopefully you understand a little bit of the terminology in English. If I use the Arabic words equivalents, you wouldn't understand anything of what I'm saying. Right. So remember, when you use a bab like this, you take a verb that's transitive, meaning a verb that usually happens to someone else, and instead of happening to someone else, now it's happening to yourself.
Okay, only with this bab, right?
Oh, yeah, with this bab so far. Okay, so let me kind of help you out. Let me explain.
So ijtama'a is intransitive?
It's intransitive. Very good. It's not happening to someone else. Like jama'a, you're gathering someone else. Ijtama'a means what? He gathered himself. Meaning he basically, he came together.
Is it redundant to say ijtama'a nafsuh?
Intransitive?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You have to do it with plurals, right? Because obviously you can't really...
In English you say you gathered.
Yeah, gather yourself. So people say that in Arabic too. They do. You don't even have to say nafsuh.
But it's implied here.
Yeah, ijtama'a means ijtama'a nafsuh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue and try to figure out. Let's just 1 sec. 1 sec. Let's talk about a verb that is not so easy for you. Let's take daraba. Okay? And there's some complicated verbs, rules about daraba, but I'll just pretend that these rules don't exist. Daraba. What does daraba mean? He hit. He hit someone, right?
Yeah.
He hit someone else. Is that transitive or intransitive?
Transitive.
Okay. Let's take it and put it under this bab ifti'al form.
So it'll be
Idlaba.
Il?
No, Idlaba.
Il? Daraba. Is it ta or is it ta? Yeah. Now your Arab, mashallah, your Arab is pure because that ta in Arabic transforms into a ta because it's hard to say. So it becomes ittaraba.
I naturally said that.
Yeah, because it's hard to say iltaraba. So it becomes ittaraba with the ta instead of a ta. That's the rule. Now here's the thing. What do you think ittaraba means?
He hit himself.
It had to be.
Oh,
Yeah.
he hit himself. Okay, what happens when you hit someone?
What happens when you hit someone?
What happens?
The other person is affected?
How? Pain, what else? Physically, what happens?
They retaliate?
No, what happens to them when they get hurt? When they get hit, I mean.
They get angry.
They get hurt, what else happens? What happens to their body?
Red?
Okay, what else? They shake, right?
Okay.
They get shaken, right? That's what a hit does. It doesn't matter if it's a slap, punch, whatever. There's movement that happens. Yes. So ittaraba means he shook.
Oh, so now that he hit himself.
Not that he hit himself, but he shook.
Oh, that's the meaning of
That's the meaning of ittaraba.
It's showing the effect of...
If it happening to someone else, but it happening to himself.
okay.
He was shook, basically. He got shook.
So it's what the...
He shook.
What?
so you
That's
said
one meaning. It has other meanings.
So what the verb does, the effect of the verb, when you change it into intransitive, that's what it means?
Yes. I mean, there's different meanings to ittaraba too. It could mean that he hit himself too. All right, hypothetically. But because nobody does that, ittaraba is like he got the effect of being hit himself.
Yeah.
And it's...
He got shook.
It's intransitive.
Yeah, so you can say اضطرب قلبي والله.
Oh,
What does that mean?
my heart.
Oh, my
My heart's shaking.
Yeah.
Right? يضطرب قلبي. It's just, tremoring.
Oh, and
That's what you would
was
say.
now.
Yeah, you'd say اضطراب القلب is the tremors of the heart. Yeah. So in Arabic medicine, that's what they would use. اضطراب. Okay? So this is the basic usage of this bab. Ijtama'a, we know jama'a meant he gathered something. What would ijtama'a therefore mean?
Man, I don't know.
Jama'a means he gathered something.
Yeah, but like
Ijtama'a means
it's the effect of something being.
It doesn't have to be the effect. It could just mean that it happened to him.
he gathered himself. Or
He gathered
he
himself.
was together.
So ijtama'a nasu, what do you think that means?
The people gathered.
Oh,
The people got gathered. The people gathered.
Yeah.
Right? They themselves gathered.
So that in that one, that's the effect, not the action.
It's the action. They themselves gathered. Instead of gathering someone else, they gathered themselves together. And they came together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So an-nasu, they're doing the action here, but are they doing it to someone else?
No,
They're doing it to themselves. They're just coming together.
So a plural group can do an action to themselves.
Yeah.
Plural.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
has to stay plural.
Yeah, it has. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll understand what you just said.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's.
No, it's okay. I see where you're thinking.
But you know,
He said that this plural group can do this action to themselves as long as the fact, this is not considered transitive. It's still intransitive because the whole group is just doing it to the whole group.
So you look at the whole group as one.
So it's intransitive. You just look at the whole group as one agent, one person.
so this is bad.
If the
Does it have like singular, plural? Or
Of
is it
course,
always the same?
of
So how
course.
would you so why is it? 'Cause I know I have the answer, but I'm just it's not.
What's your
So
question?
why is each tema is singular?
It's
Yeah.
It has to be
So why is it?
Not plural?
Because I mean I know I have the answer over here, but why?
You do.
Should
I tell you?
Refresh me, yes, please.
It's because in
I don't know if I have
if the verb comes before the doer, the verb's always singular.
Okay.
Right? Like I can say dhahaba an-nasu. I wouldn't say dhahabu an-nasu.
Unless it's switched.
Unless it's an-nasu dhahabu.
So in that would
Dama'u. Yes.
Repeat that rule. If
The rule is if a verb comes before the doer, the verb is always singular. But if the doer comes first, then the verb has to follow the doer. Okay. اجتمع الناس, the people gathered, وقالوا, and they what?
Said.
They said, ماذا نفعل? What did they say?
what are we gonna do?
What will we do? Okay. Let's go ahead and try lines number 2, 3, and 4 with, to the best of our ability.
What page was that exercise you told us to go to?
For this, the verb,
That
this is a 105.
105. Exercise what?
It's exercise 23. No, it's past 23. Technically past 20. 23 is from the previous bab. Okay? Now, one last thing, just so that you don't forget. And that is, if you want to look up this bab in the dictionary, how are you ever going to do that? That's a hard thing to do. Let's try to do it. We're going to look up the root letters Jim, Mim, Ain, Jama'a. And like you said, Jama'a meant to gather something, right?
Yeah.
Now, to find out what the meaning of this verb is, ijtama'a, all right? We're going to go to form number, ding, 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 8.
To coagulate.
To be close together.
To be close together, to come together, to meet,
Join to-
to join, to unite, to assemble. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah, to come together. That's what ijtama'a means, to come together.
But to himself.
Yeah, to come together. We're coming together.
Oh, I see.
Right?
Yeah.
The group, right? Coming to close to
Yeah.
one another.
Yeah.
All right, so that is form number 8. First time we're doing something.
So the forms are always just going to be in Roman numeral.
Yes,
And
in this
that
dictionary.
can be
we will.
straight. Okay.
Okay.
But in order, right?
Yeah,
So-
so of course, the first thing you're ever going to see is the regular form,
Yeah.
not the complicated form. The regular form always falls under one of the 6 babs.
Yeah.
Remember the Samia, Fataha, all of those babs?
Yeah.
The regular form always falls under one of those 6.
Okay.
Okay? Then we have Form 2, which we've taken some notes on. We have Form 3, which we've taken some notes on. We have Form 4, which we took some notes on. And now we're doing Form 8. Why do we skip 5 and 6? Inshallah,
We'll get to them.
we'll
Are
get
they
to
not
them.
as common as it?
They are. We just haven't come across one yet. Okay? So, once again, you want to look it up, you go to form number 8 for ifti'al, this new verb that we just learned. So you guys can go ahead and try to do these 3 lines, inshallah, in accordance to the notes, and we'll do that together in just a few.
If you want to deal with it, it's
Mm-hmm.
look up.
Any similar fair? Any fair?
Identify the seal.
Yes.
The correct harakat. Right?
Yes.
Translate.
And then figure out how these pieces come together to make a sentence. Now, that's not always going to be applicable. Number 5 is not always applicable because you haven't learned every type of sentence yet. Only if it's a jumla ismiya and fi'liya are we really concerned.
So you want us to put the harakat for everything, right?
Yes.
So the next 3, right?
Yeah, just those 3 lines, inshallah.
What was the rule again for object?
Objects,
Yeah.
I got on the cheat sheet, bro.
What's up?
That's
What's
what's
up? Look, the cheat sheet one.
Oh, we have the cheat sheet, right?
Yeah, you
Oh, I
do.
gotta print that out.
No, it's always updating. You're gonna have to print it out every day.
Uh-huh.
It is updating. Where did I put the
Does it
cheat sheet?
update on our WhatsApp? Like when you update it, the same
It's a
original
Google
copy?
Drive. It's a Google Drive. So it's
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
drive.
Now I'm still learning how to use all that stuff. I call support lines all the time trying to get them to explain to me like the cloud and the OneDrive.
Subhanallah.
It's just because like I'll take a picture and then everything starts updating. My computer, my 2 phone. I'm like, I just wanted this one picture here and now it's everywhere.
They don't let you compartmentalize anymore.
I know it drives me
That's what it
crazy.
is. They don't let you compartmentalize at all.
I hate that like my pictures, if I put them in albums, they remain all together clustered in one big mess. And I'm like, man, I went through all this trouble to album.
Subhanallah. Yeah. In the past, people would have their family photos here.
Yeah.
This room,
I
only
can't
this
do,
place.
you know.
And now it's all in your face. It's annoying. It's very annoying. What can we do? We can
I just gotta
get
delete them.
intelligent and make our own operating system.
Yeah.
I'll put Wa'id on that.
What?
Making a Muslim operating system.
What I mean,
Because you love Android,
I'm
bro.
not a tech guy.
You have good ideas. You can tell someone to do it. So look, you asked about the object.
Yeah.
And maf'ul bihi, that's the object. I've written that here. It's the object of a verb.
Oh, okay.
That's
cool.
always in the. It's a mansub now. So it's in the
Nouns.
nasab.
Oh, okay.
Let me look up something real quick.
Mansub nouns, okay.
Something in that.
Okay, so if I don't know the word, we
Mhm.
look it up, but we have to identify first if it's a noun or a verb.
You can look it up and do that
Oh, okay.
if you'd like. That's fine. If you do it backwards, you'll eventually learn the process. All right. So our next line, by the way, at the end we have a word which is ahana.
That's what I'm looking up.
So ahana, if you guys are trying to look this up here, I'll do it for you. We have the word ahana right here. Yeah, so it comes from the root letters ha, waw, nun, and it's actually a complicated verb from form 4. This is a complicated verb from form 4.
So if I didn't know that and I was by myself, I couldn't look that word up because I don't know the.
We're just gonna keep repeating form 4 again and again until you remember what form 4 is. You've taken notes on it,
Okay.
but you're gonna constantly forget it.
Is it Helm
So
or Hun?
ahana, like
From
was form
is it
4.
han or hun?
Because there's Hun right here, which is disgrace or shame.
Ayumsikuhu ala hunin is in the Quran, and then we have hun in Arabic as well.
But Hun here is like ease or leisure. I don't know.
Hun means to be of little importance.
Where is it?
See that?
I was looking at the wrong Helm.
No, you're looking at the right one. You
No,
said to
I'll-
be or
I'll-
become
I'll-
easy.
Right on the right side, right there. On the top.
Hun. That's hun.
Above that, above that.
Hun is convenience, easiness. Yeah, it's not really used to mean little importance.
Okay, Hannah, Helm. Yeah.
Hayyin. You know when something is hayyin?
That's in the Quran.
Yeah, وَتَحْسَبُونَهُ هَيِّنًا. You think it is hayyin. What's hayyin? Of little value. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. وَهُوَ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ عَظِيمٌ. But to Allah it's great. That's speaking about slander. Right?
So which one did you just look up?
We looked up the root letters ha, waw, nun.
Okay.
The past tense verb is hana yahunu, which means to be easy or little importance, of little importance.
Okay.
But I told you it's not the regular verb. It is form 4. So let's look up form 4.
To despise.
To despise or to humiliate.
Oh, okay.
Demean.
So inna Ibrahim,
Qasas an-Nabiyeen.
Ibrahimi,
Ibrahim.
Ibrahimu.
Ibrahimu,
Ma.
why ma?
Ism of Inna is
Very good. So the
Oh.
cheat sheet, remember that? Inna Ibrahima,
I remember that.
good. What's after that?
Kasar al-Asnam.
Asnamu.
It's the khabar.
It's the khabar of.
Mm-mm.
I thought we
No,
just
that's maf'ul bih.
didn't I just ask and you guys said it was a fatha nasab thing.
Yeah, on asnam, yeah, the object, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's asnam. Huh?
Oh, okay.
Okay, wa ahanal
Ali.
Ahana is a
alihatu
verb.
ti ta. Why do you say that?
That's the object.
It's the object. Good. The idols are not doing any humiliation. They are claiming who's humiliating.
What is that word? Alaha?
Ahana.
Aliha.
Oh, Ali.
Ahana means humiliate, and then after that we have aliha.
And why did we put fatha on Ahana?
That's just the verb.
Oh.
Like fa'ala, right?
Oh, right.
Ahana. Ahana al-aliha. Once again, just so you guys understand what the question is. The question is, what should the word aliha end in? If it was to, then you're saying that that's the doer of the verb. What's the doer? You're saying that the idols are humiliating someone else.
Oh, I see.
Is that what we're trying to say?
No, we're saying
Ibrahim broke the idols,
the idols.
and
and
he meaning who?
Ibrahim,
Ibrahim humiliated
the people.
the what?
The people or the statue?
The aliha. Aliha means gods.
I see.
Aliha. So what state should aliha be in?
Okay, hold on.
Ibrahim.
Aliha
I
is
think, but because the ism of Inna.
the ism
The
of.
khabar is Kasar
No.
al-Asnam.
It is.
Right, but it's.
We have a verb here. Where's our verb?
But it's
Ahana and
It needs what?
Humiliated.
Yeah, he needs
Right.
something
That's
to
not-
humiliate, right?
That's the
What's
object.
being humiliated?
Al-Asnam.
Al-Asnam. So if it's being humiliated, that means it is the...
Just an object.
Oh, it's the object.
Yeah, so it means it should end in...
But wait, you're saying Al-Asnam is the object.
Yes.
So what does that make Al-Ilahi?
Ali has also the object
Oh, it's
of the other verb.
Oh, it's the object of the object.
No. Ibrahim kasar al-asnama. Ibrahim broke
The statue.
the statues. What's the object here?
The object is Al-Asnam.
Al-asnam. What is it the object of?
Kasara.
Kasara. Very good. Wa ahana. Ahana is another verb. What does it mean?
Oh, humiliated and
Who did he humiliate?
Al-Ilahi. So that's
Aliha.
Aliha. So that's the object of Ahana.
Yes.
I
Good.
see, I
Yeah.
see.
Just look up this verb so you understand it. Because this is a new word to you. Anytime you have a new noun, you got to look it up. So that's Hamza, Lam, Ha that we want to look up.
Anything opposite? Yeah.
What's your
I
question,
got a
man?
question, right? I'm
Yes.
trying to figure out. Okay, so I'm analyzing the sentence, right? And
We have
the
nothing
first thing I'm
more for.
looking at, yeah.
It's here. You see it?
So the first thing I'm looking at is the ism of Inna,
Very good.
right, which is Ibrahim. Right?
Yes.
And then now I'm looking for the khabar, right?
Oh, that's where you messed up.
So
If you see a verb, I told you the trick is if you see a verb, that verb indicates that's the beginning of another sentence.
Yes.
It's a jumla fi'liya.
Hopefully.
And that whole jumla fi'liya then becomes the khabar of inna.
But because it's a jumla, it doesn't.
It doesn't change the state.
Oh, so Ibrahim is not Ghair Musa.
It is ghayr munsarif.
So it's always Ibrahim,
No. It just can't be Ibrahimi or Ibrahimun or man.
but it can be Ibrahimu.
Yeah.
I got you.
Can't take them.
It can't take tanween, it can't take kasra.
I got you.
Okay? Alright, so hopefully you guys are making progress on sentence 1 to tie it all together. Let's write that out so that we have a reference point to go back to.
Ijtama?
I was talking about this sentence in Ibrahim.
Oh,
Did you find the word Tariq when you looked it up for Aliha?
Oh, you know what? It's Al Aliha. No, I didn't realize it's
Al-Aliha.
Yeah, I was saying it wrong. I was saying Al Ilayha.
Yeah.
I was yeah.
Al-Aliha. Aliha is the plural of what word?
Ilay. Or not Ilay. How do you say God?
Ilah.
Ilah.
Yeah, so look these words up. If you look them up, I promise you, you won't ever be in that position where you're not sure what it's called in Fusha. Right.
This is not Fusha, is it?
So you look
What?
at ALH.
What we're learning?
Yeah. What's not Fusha?
What we're learning?
Why is it not Fusha?
So it's talking to Sheikh. I was like, because this is like classical Arabic.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
talking to Sheikh. I was like, I was googling about Fusha and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I
In
say-
modern,
and
in the
he's like-
modern times, Fusha means modern standard
I was
Arabic.
like, what? Okay.
Yeah, so I call it Fusha,
Right.
but
That's what I thought. I thought this was Fusha.
yeah, so modern Fusha and this are not too different, by the way. They're not very different at all.
But I noticed sometimes the Harab is making.
On Fusha,
Yeah. Like modern standard is whack.
they just don't do
The
it.
States,
They just don't do it.
Yeah.
They just don't do it.
Like sometimes it matches and sometimes
It's not wrong. It's not wrong. Fusha's not wrong. There's an explanation to why the haraka is what it is in Fusha, but that answer takes a lot of study to get to.
So on your cheat sheet, you have marfu nouns and mansub nouns. That's it.
And I have majrur too.
Mhm.
There's only 2 categories of majrur nouns. Right here. On the words that are majrur due to al-harf al-jar or prepositions or mudaf ilayh.
So the khabar
Oh.
is going to be.
The very bottom.
So
I
khabar
do
is
have
essentially kasra all the way to aliyah.
I'm sorry, say that again?
So is the khabar just kasra al-asnama or is it kasra al-asnama wa ahana?
وأهان العالية. Yeah, it's the whole thing.
Oh, that's amazing. Sorry, did we land on al-ilahata?
That's not ilah. That's not ilah.
Ilaha.
No, that's not ilaha.
Because we said it is equivalent to
Why is it
Look, we have ilah. Ilah means God.
right.
This has a ta at the end. This is not ilah. Does ilah have a ta at the end?
Oh, ilahata.
No, that's not ilahata. That is you see the word, the plural for it is
Aliha.
aliha.
La-
Aliha.
Wait, sorry. La.
Not laha.
Sorry, how am I reading this wrong? Oh, there's an alif before it.
Yes, there's a
So
long alif. Aliha.
Aliha.
Very good.
Aliha.
Very good.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So it's still a fatha at the end.
Yes.
It's following that same rule.
Yes. وأهان الآلهة.
Yeah.
Or jaza.
وسأل-
Ma is not a house there, is it?
Ma is not a harf. It's a harf though.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
What does that do?
Nothing.
So
It doesn't have an effect.
So it doesn't have a effect,
ما عقاب وما عقاب.
Ma'iqab. Oh, okay.
Ooh, why
I don't know.
Why do?
That's correct. That's
Sounds
correct.
better.
Night Babu,
Mhm.
Ibrahim, Madden.
ما عقاب.
Just because I'm thinking it's the
Ibrahim?
opposite. I would have put move at first.
What? Ibrahim?
Yeah.
That
But now
doesn't
I'm
make
thinking
sense.
Ibrahim. But what does Iqab mean? I mean,
is عقاب consequence.
Look it up. Look it up. You can easily find that.
God's punishment.
عقاب.
Aqibatul,
وَالْعَاقِبَةُ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a different word from the same root letters.
Aqab. It's Ain Qab. That right?
Aqaba ya.
Yaqibu?
Ya.
People?
No, look carefully.
Oh,
عقب يعقوب.
Ubu means to
Follow.
someone.
Succeed. Yeah, follow someone or something or after.
Yeah, that's what aqaba means.
After something, succeed someone or something to come after and soon.
Okay, now let's continue.
Form two.
We gotta find in the next paragraph, we gotta find the word iqab in some later paragraph.
The alif is form 3.
Aqab.
Is the iqab form 3?
Iqab is a part of Form 3, but you can actually look up iqab on its own as well.
To punish. I mean, the form 3 says to punish, so.
Yes. Iqab is right here on the right side, on page 733. Iqab means the infliction of punishment. Punishment. Now, the word jaza, I'm just giving you guys a cheat sheet extra. If you want to look up the letter jaza, the word jaza, you're going to look up jim, za, ya. For jaza, jim, za, ya.
Chef, does that extension cord move?
What do you mean?
Or does it stop? Or does it suck there? I want to see if this charger will reach it. Oh, what is this?
Yeah, just plug it into any of them.
Like that?
Yeah. But you have to move the plastic thing. The other way. Push it the other way. There you go.
Oh, it just like rolling.
Is it working?
No.
It's not? I got you. I know exactly why. This should work now. Is it working?
No.
Yeah?
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on. It's on. You're 100% sure? Alright, I got you. I got you. On the
I'm
hack.
stuck on the.
Trust me.
I know it's سأل الناس بالله.
There you go.
Oh, there's.
سأل. So that's the rule of action and doer. Or sorry, doer and action and doer, right?
This is the verb, right?
سأل.
Sa'ala is a verb.
Yeah.
Of course.
And he asked.
الناس.
But now you have.
Unless,
nasu.
except su'al.
Now,
No,
so
no,
who's
not
asking?
su'al. What's
Who's doing
the.
asking?
Asking is
What's the
The
masdar?
people, right?
It is.
that's always in the.
Su'al.
Mas'ala.
That's the ism right there.
That's the stuff I'm just trying to remember.
Su'al is also masdar, by the way.
So سائل والمسألة. سؤال والمسألة.
Or tasa'ul.
تساؤل.
Tasa'ul. Tasa'ul.
So when you looked up aqab
Mm-hmm.
and you saw infliction of punishment,
Punishment. Yeah.
aqab, so we know it's a verb.
It's not a verb. It's not a verb. It's not a verb. That is not a verb. No verb follows the pattern of iqab. But if you're weak with that, let me tell you how to figure that out from a dictionary. A dictionary like this one, when we want to look up iqab, we look at the root letters. You know this is a verb, right? Right?
Yeah.
Everything after that paragraph is not a verb, it's a noun. Everything after the first paragraph is a noun. And iqab is not in that paragraph.
So the first paragraph is talking about
The verb.
The verb we looked up.
Yeah. Everything else is a noun.
Everything else that's tied to that word.
Yes, and they're all nouns that came from that word.
Oh, okay.
So iqab is punishment. Punishment is not a verb.
That's
It's an action. It's not an action. It is describing an action.
I see.
It is the act of something happening, right?
Right.
So the penalty, you think of a penalty as a verb?
Yeah, you're right.
It's a noun, right?
It's a noun.
Punishment is also a noun. Not jim za hamza. Jim za ya.
Yeah.
You said yadzi'u. Yadzi. Jaza. Yadzi. Yadzi.
Good.
Arif, bro, what happened to you today, bro?
Yeah,
You look so sleepy.
He's not. He knows all the answers. He's just watching us suffer.
Still trying to find like which one's the ism and harf.
Just look them all up, Arif. Just get addicted to the dictionary.
I just try new, but I just can't. I just don't adequate the English words for Arabic letters.
Just tell me. I'm here to help. I'm not here to laugh.
So that is consequence then. Or the companies. I don't know if that's the same.
Which word do you want to look up, Arif?
What'd you put on this?
It's
Is it aqab? What did you put on here?
What did you put under on top of it, bro?
al-jawab.
Al-Jawab?
Yeah, al-jawab.
Right here, where my cursor is at?
What?
Where my cursor is at?
Yeah, that word.
Good, good. Now, if that's a hard word to look up, let's try looking up JWB, because Jawab has J, Jim sounds like J, right?
Alright.
It's just a noun.
Wab has a wow. Wow is kind of like,
You sure?
He said it's
Like
in English, what would wow be?
He said
like
it's
a W.
Good. And then Ba would
It's the
be
master, right?
Ba, yeah.
B, right?
Yeah, B.
Let's look up JWB.
Master is the noun that.
Jawab.
Let's look that up in the dictionary. JWB.
So the action of punishment, or the action of recompense.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. So iqab is not that.
And the
Now, Arif,
Doer is always there.
I looked it up. Did you look it up?
I'm trying to. Hold on. Just give me a second.
Yeah. But now, for example, this thing starts with in, for example, right? Like it flips. Like
Then you reverse them.
Yeah, but it's in the muscle state.
You looked it up, Arif?
Yeah,
It's
JW.
in the offline state. That's the effect of it.
I know. Yeah.
On page 171, right?
Yeah, so I don't see the word Jawab here. So what I'm going to do, Arif, is I'm going to click on the right arrow to go to the next page. Let's do it.
Okay.
Which is the ism, right? The doer is the ism. And the object
And on the next page, you might see Jawab.
Who's the doer?
in the
Yeah.
muscle state.
Who's the doer?
What's Jawab?
But
In
if you
order to
have
echo
switches
from
those.
Yes.
to ring out voices to resound.
Wait, where are you? No. That's not where the word Jawab is. We have to find the Arabic word Jawab.
But that's like the
Yeah,
What,
now I gotta
what about
review
like?
those
But it's not like
But
like
you're-
the word jawab.
So
Like
is that
Right here?
yeah, that one.
No, actually, look, it's different. This one has an alif, right?
Oh.
You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
Now, so let's scroll down. We'll
Which is
find the
what
one
we
with the
have.
alif. Let's see if you find it.
I'm just saying, like, for kind of for
Oh, yeah, but then
Found it.
Yeah, what does
the
Jawab
keeps
mean?
still the same.
Oh, to
Exactly.
answer.
Always-
There you go.
Oh.
The
So al-Jawabu is the answer.
the object is always fatha.
For
And
real?
it keeps the rule the same.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Jawab is a musnad?
Changes is in there.
It's actually not.
In all those.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wayak. So just tell me what you want to look up. I'll help you find them. All right, are you guys good till the end of line 3 or 4?
The end of line
1,
4.
2, 3.
Tajwab.
We just finished 3.
Am I right?
Tajwab? What's Tajwab?
It's Job or Jabba.
For what? For what? You trying to look up Jawab? Yeah, so look up Jim Wow Ba.
Right? It shows Jabba and then Job. And
Okay, very good.
both, and it says Jabba, it says Yajubu.
Yajubu, Job, and Tajwab,
Tajwab.
which means to travel, wonder, whatever. It makes no sense, right? But look it up under Form 4.
3.
Look it up under Form 4. Okay?
Form 3.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Oh.
So Form 3 and Form 4 mean the same thing,
Answer to reply.
to answer. And then you look up Jawab. And Jawab on the next paragraph, or 2 paragraphs down, you see where Jawab is right there?
What page is this?
It's 172.
We all have the same issues.
Very good. So Jawab can mean answer, reply,
Yeah,
can mean
octave.
octave,
So give it tone.
example, pronounce Gawab, Gawabat
That's crazy.
for Masri. You see it says MUS for Masri?
Wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
No, it's actually MUS for music.
But EG.
MUS means music.
But EG means Egyptian.
No, example
Is that
given.
EQ?
That's example given.
But what is their? What is their?
It's just the Arabs, the Egyptians were very good at music, right? Compared to the rest of the Arabs. So this is why they use the word Jawab to mean octave, which is something in musical theory.
Jawab. Letter message.
You know, so Jawab al-Shart is like the main clause of a conditional sentence. In logic, you have Jawab al-Shart all the time.
Do you know that? Or
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We would study this stuff, man.
I was like, man, you're looking this stuff up before class every day to make sure you know it.
Nah, bro. This is just this child's play. Alhamdulillah.
So is this Jazat?
Jaza. You looked that up?
I did.
You found it?
No.
You didn't. So look up JZY. Don't look JZ Hamza. Look JZY.
Jaz- I looked JZA.
Yeah, exactly. So because you
Right.
thought it's Hamza, right? But it's actually JZY, and you'll find it there.
Jaz?
Jaza Yadzi is the original verb. You see the verb on the left side?
Hold on. This is where I'm having trouble. So walk me through your steps looking it up.
Let's click the screen.
Yeah.
We're gonna type Jim, J.
So if I didn't know, that's my problem. If I didn't know, there's no way to know.
Know what?
So if I'm by myself and I look up Jeza, I don't know what you just said. The original, the root letters.
Yeah, what does
Or
that for?
Jim Za. Yeah, instead of Hamza.
So I couldn't look up
It could.
any
You could.
form besides
So look,
the root letter.
the simple solution you'll get to is that hamzas are not always hamzas. Hamzas are sometimes wow, and hamzas are sometimes yeah. So you just go through all three possibilities.
So the root letters are still like jaza. What'd you say the root letter was? Yes?
Jim.
Oh, that is the root word?
Yeah, Jim is the
Oh,
first
Jim.
one.
Oh, okay, that's the root form. I thought that was like a different bab or something.
It may be a different bab. Like, for example, the alif is
Yeah.
not an original part of that word.
Oh, that's what I was saying. What's the original word?
So it's Jim, it's
Za.
Za, and we got to figure out the third one.
That.
So I know the alif is not real.
Yes.
I know the hamza at the end can either be a hamza, or it can be a waw, or it can be a ya.
Oh, okay.
So I
okay.
told
So
you,
try all three.
Let's try look up ya.
I see what
Yeah,
you're saying.
just
Okay.
look up ya, and you'll find it.
I see. Okay.
So
Jaza.
jaza is a verb. Its
Yeah.
present tense is what?
So present tense
Would be
is with the I showing
kasra on the second letter, so it would be
jazi.
no. Present tense has a prefix. Remember? Ya,
Yeah.
Yajzi.
yajzi. Very good. What does jaza yajzi mean?
So to recompense, requite.
Yeah, to pay somebody back.
Oh, to repay. Okay.
Yeah, okay. To reward someone too, and to punish someone too.
Mm.
So it can be positive or
So
negative.
just like a consequence.
It's just the consequence.
Can be good or bad.
Is this what we say when you say thank you? Jazak.
Yeah, we say jazakallah. We say jazakallahu
Khayran.
khayran,
So-
la sharran.
May God reward you with good.
Yeah, not jazakallahu sharran.
Oh, okay.
Right? I'm not saying may Allah pay you back bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So the masdar here is in the parentheses. What is the masdar?
The noun that describes the verb.
Jaza.
And the mustard is what?
The noun that describes the action.
Right, right.
So jaza, isn't that the word we have here?
Yes.
So what is a jaza?
It's a
The act
the
of
act of rewarding somebody.
Repaying.
or paying back, right?
Or paying back.
Or punishing.
In this case, would it be punishment?
Yeah, because it's just the payback, right?
Ibrahim is being punished?
Yeah, or it can say compensation. What is the
And because of
compensation of Ibrahim? How are we gonna?
Because I did punishment as a iqab and then recompense is jazaa.
Yeah, you can
So
put
it's like-
So what would
recompense.
the translation be? What punish?
What is?
What is the
What is the punishment of
What is Ibrahim's punishment?
What is the punishment of Ibrahim? What is the
repay of
the repay, the compensation, the recompense, the requital?
Consequence.
when we look at the jaza, the A with the apostrophe means it's a hamza with a fatha.
Yeah, no, not a hamza with the fatha. The A actually tells you there's an alif mad. You see the A with the line on top?
Yeah.
So that means there's a mad. Jaza.
Apostrophe is a hamza.
The apostrophe is the hamza.
Okay. Okay.
Jaza.
Jaza.
Okay. Our last line, any of you guys on the last line?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. Our last line is weird because we haven't actually learned this word right here. But you know what it is, right?
I did haraqa,
Okay?
yahraqu,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
To burn.
And harq is the
It's not yahara. You said what?
yahraqu.
Yuhraku.
Not yo. That'd be
Yeah.
yah
Raqu.
riqu.
But
Yeah.
it says an A.
No, it doesn't.
It says I.
For maybe I'm looking. I'm on the wrong place.
Haraqa.
Haraqa.
That's crazy because I see haraqa right here.
Okay, but you typed little hat. You typed little hat. You didn't type ha. Right?
Man,
Is that what it is?
I'm crazy.
That is what it is.
Well,
I knew it.
We're all doing the same thing. We're looking at the words. Right?
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You gotta get good at identifying letters. Haraqa yahriqu, which means
To burn.
Oh.
to burn. But unfortunately, given that this is a Quranic ayah, which is devoid of its harakat, we can't say this wrong. The actual word is harriquhu. Harriquhu with a shadda on position 2, which is which form?
That's 3. No?
A shadda on
Oh, you said
position.
shadda, not.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my bad. I don't know.
A shadda on position 2.
Is that form 4?
That's one of the last
Form
ones.
2.
Oh, it's 2?
Because look, form 2 In the past tense, give the second position a shadda. The present tense, we also give the second position shadda with the kasra. So, allama, for example, means to teach. Yes, good. So, yes, that's right, mashallah. Harriquhu is a command form. Harriquhu is a command form.
That's what I was thinking.
Now let me explain commands as our leaving our conversation today, because tomorrow we'll need to go over this one again. This line will have to be gone over at least one more time. Let's talk about how we form verbs and how we take those verbs and form them into commands. You guys hear that?
Yeah.
What was that?
It's not raccoon, right?
It's someone outside. It might just be an animal.
The building is settling.
No, that was an animal.
It's settling.
SubhanAllah.
The building is settling.
There's a bunch of cats under here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I see them like I dropped like to go close up and they run right back under.
All right, let's take a quick example. We have a verb, daraba. He hit. I want to take this verb and I want to make a command out of it to tell somebody to hit. You know the answer. We're not jumping to the answer. We got to remember what is the methodical process.
Well, I was gonna say first rule is add the alif.
Nope.
No,
No.
you make it
Nope.
light.
Nope. What?
Make it light, right?
Nope. Nope. What's the first step to making a command? Don't forget the steps to making a command.
Oh,
The steps to make a command, which we did in the 10 lessons. I'm not holding you accountable for not memorizing the book, but just realize you can always go back to the 10 lessons.
Yeah.
All right? Well, Madik, tell me what I need to remember first.
I don't know this
Listen, who do you ever command?
Someone or something.
How to command in Arabic. I don't want numbers.
Don't we have the sukoon in the last letter?
Yeah, that's a long, long time later.
Yeah, don't we?
Okay, look, first off, here's what's important. I don't know why I type anywhere. I guess just tell it.
Can I
to
just
type
want
for me.
what the command is?
All right, I should do that. So listen, first off, when we make a command, remember, who do you command?
Somebody else.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
Do you command them indirectly or do you command them directly?
Directly.
What does that mean? What person is it?
First person.
First person?
Second.
What?
Oh, you.
First person means I'm talking to
Oh,
myself.
sorry. Second.
It's second person.
Second person.
So remember, we always just start from second person. Okay? In Arabic, it's really funny. In Arabic, you can make a verb out of the first person verb to command yourself. And in Arabic, you can make a command out of a third person verb to command somebody who you're not even talking to. But that's a later discussion. Right now, we're only concerned about second person commands. You understand what a second person command is?
Yeah.
It means you're talking to them. This is what you know in English as a command. Because in English, commands are only given in the second person. Right?
Yes.
In English, if I want to command somebody who's not here, how do I do it? I tell somebody else to do it in second person. Right? I tell someone, yo, go to him and tell him XYZ, you need to do this, right? So remember, we start from a second person verb. Okay. Do we use a past tense verb or do we use a present tense verb? We have to use present tense. Your intuition was just throw a hamza before it, throw an alif before it. Your intuition was just give it a sukoon. We all forgot the important part is we must start with a second person present tense. Active or passive verb?
Active.
Active verb. Because what?
They're doing.
We want them to be the doer, right?
Yeah.
What if we didn't even know who the doer was? Yeah, but then how would you command someone in the passive sense?
You can't.
Yeah, you can't. And actually, in Arabic, you can. That's a complicated discussion. You can even command in the passive. So, we want to start with an active. Remember the sigha. Our sigha is going to be, is always, for now, going to be, what did I just do? going to be active second person. All right. It can be singular, plural, male, female, etc., depending on who you are talking to. That's what we're going to start with. So, I see daraba here. Is this a suitable verb from which I can make a command?
Yes.
No, that's not.
It's not?
No, yadribu.
Yadribu is not a suitable verb from which I can make a command
Why not?
because it's not second person.
Yadribu.
But tadribu.
Tadribu. Very good. What does tadribu mean?
You hit.
Yes, you hit, right?
You
Yes, very good. Is it male or female?
Male.
This is male.
This is male. I thought this is female.
Actually, no, it's both.
What is? How is it both?
Tadribu.
Yeah, second person. It's just.
No, it's not both.
No, it's male.
It is male second person. It is female third person.
Right.
So we don't want a third person verb when we're making a command, right?
Yeah, so
We only want the second person verb. So this has to be used for a male if we want to make a command out of it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with tadribu. Okay. When we have tadribu, remember this is a male and a female verb. However, it is only second person for males. Hence, we cannot use this verb in order to make a command for a female.
Gotcha.
Do you understand why?
Because second person.
Because it's not second person for a female.
Yeah.
For female, something else.
For a female, this is a third person verb, right? So we can't use this to command a girl. If I want to command a girl, I couldn't use tadribu. I would have to start with tadribina. Tadribina is how I would start a command to a female. Okay. All right. Now we have our verb. Step 1, or let's say step 2. Step 2 is going to be ridding it. Does that make sense, ridding it to you guys? You understand what that means?
Educating,
Yeah, ridding it of its prefix. Step 3. Only applicable if the first letter of the verb is as a sukun.
Step 2 is only applicable?
No, step 3, which is only applicable.
Oh, I see.
Okay, is we add a hamzatul wasl before the verb. We only do that if the first letter of the verb has a sukun now. Now, when we got rid of the prefix in tadribu, we got rid of the prefix. What are we left with?
Oh,
Duribu.
Duribu.
Our first letter has a
Sukun.
sukun. So in order to fix that problem, what do? We add a hamzatul wasl. Does anyone recall what haraka we give the hamzatul wasl?
Kasra.
We give it a kasra
Well, yeah, it depends on
if position
has a fatha or
2 has
fatha or
kasra or fatha, right? And what else? What else do we do? We give it a dhamma if position 2 has a dhamma. Very good. Step 4 is if it is singular,
Well, I think he said that
give the. Sorry,
It
what?
was accepted for some reason.
What do you say?
Did you say something about the Hamzatul Wasl taking a fatha certain?
Yeah, like for example, al,
Al.
right, al-kitab.
Right.
So that hamzatul wasl takes a fatha. But yeah, in commands, the hamzatul wasl will always take a kasra or dhamma. It doesn't take a fatha. Okay, step 4 is give the ending a sukun if it ends in a suffixed noon. Get rid of it. instead. If it is plural female, don't modify the end. Those are the 4 rules. They're the 4 steps to making a command reliably in Arabic, one that will make sense every single time. Given that we have these 4 rules memorized well, inshallah what we'll do is we'll start off tomorrow with a recap of these 4 rules. Please ensure that you remember them before class, and then we can have a discussion about the last line in Qasas.
What's a suffix mean?
A suffix.
Suffix. Oh,
Noon, that's a noon.
Noon.
Yeah, that's a noon.
No. I know. No, I read it as sukun.
Yeah,
It's a suffix sukun.
So do you have like a file that all these are in?
These notes?
That we
No,
access?
I don't, bro.
Oh, okay.
I'm never gonna give them to you.
Okay.
You have to take notes of them.
I'm taking notes.
That's good.
I
That's
just wasn't
good.
sure, like when
Bro,
I travel.
trust me, I've done this thought before.
When
When
I
you do
travel,
this,
am I
nobody
gonna-
reads it.
No, I know. I just want, like when I travel, I won't have access to everything. Right?
I will always give it to you. Just ask me.
Okay, I
If
know.
you
I
have any
appreciate
question,
it.
I'll give it to you, inshallah.
I'm gonna try really hard to keep up while I'm gone, but
Inshallah. When is your
Inshallah.
trip?
so I'll be here next week, and then I'll leave Saturday.
You going to Jordan?
Inshallah.
Yeah, inshallah.
Inshallah. You guys good? Can I remove this?
Yeah, good.
Just going to Amman for like 3 weeks?
Well, I'm gonna go to Amman first,
Mm-hmm.
and then go to Saudi, and then come back.
Oh,
to
you're doing
Amman.
your Umrah, right? MashaAllah. Very nice. Hey, is your father going for Umrah anytime soon?
He's there, bro.
He's there right now?
He left on Thursday.
Okay, nice. Very
He
nice.
took a group from Masjid Ibrahim.
Okay, so they already took a group from there?
Salman Ghani.
Okay.
They took a group.
Is he going again sometime in
I
February?
don't know.
I think I might
or
be taking a group.
February is, I don't know. He might go on Ramadan. I don't know.
So there's groups that do Umrah.
They're out there.
Groups?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Big groups. Big groups.
After I told my family I was going, my sister's husband said he's gonna join me now.
Oh, mashallah.
So he's gonna come, but he said he's looking for a group for us.
You don't need one.
Yeah, we're just
If
going.
you're
That's
with
what I told
family.
him, but he wants to do it like as a
That experience.
like a whole week and do our time.
If y'all know, if y'all